a Bobby quick.
We're going back to you. Oh,
Nice.
you gotta grab it.
Quick.
Circulate if we plug that in.
Oh, but, I mean, this would be unsterile.
I need an extender tip. Somebody give me an extender tip. Let's go. Liver's bleeding, they're gonna die. Did you pick up Bobby Ball? I didn't do it.
Is this okay?
Extender tip.
No?
How good? What good is that boogie box gonna do you?
Extender tip.
Better.
Another lap. We open another pan. I need some big stuff. I need like some more Chole, some more Rochester or something. I just need a Can I get those instruments? Let's go. No, that's not big enough. All right. Hurry.
Watch yourself. Watch that pan on the table.
Ellie, you scrubbed in yet? How long does it take to put on some gloves and gown?
They were making the gloves.
Long.
Apparently. Harvest gets the latex from the trees and everything. My goodness. Another.
Put them on. Put them on. Put them on.
Put them on?
Put them on.
Got Rochester in there or no?
I need Rochester.
There it is. You can get them all.
The world's longest plant. All right. How about some Babcocks?
Where's the tear? Is the tear at the hands? Or is the tear just at the cuff?
It's completely
But if it's at the cup, you're fine.
If it's at the cuff, you're fine. You
You don't have any long
Stuff's
ones?
happening.
do I get a long backpack, please?
As long as the tear's not at the hand, put it on. Yes. The operator.
Yeah.
What is small working?
I'll make it work right now, but. All right, step up here. You're both up.
Any more left?
You got to
Wait a
contaminate
second.
yourself.
Where was that at? Where'd you get that from?
From here, but I'm confused. Will they spin me or do I spin? I don't know.
Any human being in the room can spin you.
Oh my gosh, do not throw the pellet at a person.
Don't do it. You might get the wrong impression of it.
Just what? I can't do it because it's too low.
Okay, so someone help her out.
Done.
There we go.
Okay. Back parts on another hand.
They're not long ones. Those won't reach all the way to the liver, so
You're doing good.
All right. Bobby, suction up to the here. Got irrigation for me?
your hospital may only have 5 trays. And if someone else needs it for another case and you've got it corded in here, then it's a problem. Well, look, I want everybody to look at the hot mess this table is and how quickly this table became a hot mess.
Hand me the bowl.
So I have a
Hand me the
question.
bowl.
Oh my goodness.
You got towels, you got laps, you got anything like that? Let's do it. How about a lap?
I'm rethinking my life.
You're rethinking your life choices at this point.
So I have a question. If I'm scrubbing in, I have to come and recount everything as well, correct?
They're not gonna leave. They're not leaving, so you don't have to do that. All right, I think we're good. I wish this worked today, but it doesn't. Until they buy us a new compressor, it won't work. All right, I feel like I've got this stopped. All right, do you have a Vicryl over there? I'll take a Vicryl. I think I got it. Got it good. Yeah.
The bleeding? We haven't done the counting.
Pick up. We can dry lap. No, I need something deeper. Do we get a light handle cover for this yet?
Under your tray. Under your minor tray.
Alright, you got suture scissors.
Erin, if we're not able to count when the instruments are added, is it sufficient when the peritoneum is being closed, that counting?
There's no reason not to do it at the beginning. You need to do it. Leave a tail. So look, close your scissors more. Ring finger. I need you to tilt this bed towards me.
Tilt the bed. Circulator 9.
Tilt to the right, please. Or sure. This one? Maybe just,
Oh,
are you closing the peritoneum or just the muscle right now?
Yeah, that's peritoneum.
more?
I'm closing the peritoneum.
Give me one with the teeth. Not that little dinky one. I want a bigger one. Yeah, that's good. Thanks. Did it get you?
No. Okay. Alright, 1, 2, 3. 1 up. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay? Hypo?
Hypo. 1 hypo.
Dorito?
One bobby tip, one scratch pad.
Yes. Where's the other one? There's 2. You took one out.
Natalie,
Yes, ma'am.
why don't you start trying to organize that so y'all can count it?
That's what I was exactly doing.
Okay, good.
Do you see a bonus?
There's only one over here.
Would it be a good idea to ask for another pack of laps?
You got it? Yes.
What?
Would it be a good idea to ask for another pack of laps, or would the
When?
5? Sorry?
When are you talking about?
Oh, when
When
you're
we
going
open?
from lap to open?
Well, you're not going to have laps in a laparoscopic case to begin with.
Okay.
So you definitely have to ask for those if you're going to open.
Maybe Fred. Fred. 1.
You get a lap again. Took all my sponges. I'm like sewing over here. Don't say it.
One, two, 3 pieces, Fred. sheet, sorry. All the papers on this.
Okay, so back house.
Four. I see where this is
One,
going.
2, 3, 4.
Okay, here's mosquito.
How do you differentiate from one tray to the next?
One.
From one tray to the next? You mean lap and minor?
How do you know what?
But you don't,
I
that's
used
the
it
point, you
here's
don't.
right here for the.
Like we're supposed to get rid of the lap in the beginning.
Yeah, but you saw how fast it went, right?
I got 2 Kellys from that pan, and I shouldn't have touched the mosquitoes. How many mosquitoes are you using?
One.
One. I have a mosquito over here. Let's check this.
Yeah. Kyle.
Oh, we're counting.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Kelly.
How's it going?
Well, you're asking for a lot of things, and maybe it's not more.
Kelly's here.
Right there.
They have no idea where anything came from, so. Great.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, Coker.
In here, I don't think,
Babcock.
yeah, I saw her earlier, but no.
Babcock, the long ones or short ones? They're short ones.
Oh,
Short ones I have.
Can you come? You haven't been scheduled. I said, yeah, that's because no one knows what to do with me.
Because you're historic.
I was like, because I have 2 jobs. I can't come at 1 o'clock.
We're just missing
Right,
one.
and
Is there
after-
Babcocks over here or short
And I said, well, what's the earliest? This was the earliest. And they were like, well, 7:30. And I said, well, will I be done by 8:15? And they were like, well, no. And I said, then what do you want from me? I was like, I would hope that me working there 3 months ago kind of helped me out a little bit, you know? I was like, I didn't become a drug addict in 3 months, but sure, I'll be like that. But, you know.
But why would it take you that long to pee in a cup?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, what they're.
Ah, crap.
You cut her knot.
Yeah, you did.
They get real mad when you cut knots. Yeah, so they're like, well, someone will call you. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I was supposed to start on Monday. I have no badge, no nothing, no paperwork, no nothing.
Would you be able to pass the laparoscopic tray off at this point, since you don't need it anymore?
Okay, I'm gonna leave a bunny ear on that one, so let's
I mean,
tie.
I'd have passed it off probably
Let's
a
cut
long time
and leave a
ago.
good tail this time, don't cut my.
Would you
knot.
have passed it off at the beginning when we got that minor tray?
Probably.
Yeah, the whole thing, but don't get
When
too
she
close.
said we're
this
going
time.
open, I'd have taken all those instruments, all that whole top rack.
And passed it off. Yeah.
But the stripper instruments are kept.
Possibly.
And the forceps and all that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it
What?
went crazy
The
and,
forceps are the string instruments would have kept. Like anything on the bottom of the thing.
Because,
Why?
If you need extra.
because I was yelling for a knife and yelling for Kelly's and yelling for everything,
yeah,
right?
because there's that chunk of time when you still have to operate and you don't have a new tray yet.
In a
So
perfect
what are you gonna
world,
do?
yes, get all your stuff off, but remember what I said yesterday, if it's an emergency, you're not gonna have time to get, nobody's gonna stand around and wait for that. They're just not.
Kayla made a good point too, like if you only have one set of debates in your minor tray and you need the surgeon asked for an extra set, then where are you gonna get them from? And your other set, your laparoscopic set had
If you
a
passed off,
extra and you already passed them off.
or you dropped it,
Or when you could have just had it from the
get-go.
laparoscopic set.
So pass the lab instruments that keep
Are
the.
you done counting this?
Yeah, anything on the bottom of the floor set.
Should we keep those like at the?
you never know, because when you go from laparoscopic to open, it becomes an emergency.
Huh?
Because you don't know what's gonna happen, you don't know what's going on, you don't know
Oh, it was
what
something
else
about
is
the
happening, so why are you learning stuff you don't know?
those ringer instruments. I wanted to know. Kayla, should we keep those instruments like on the side of the table so that we at least have a division?
You can, or, you know, if you're passing off that top rack, I pick up that whole roll and set it in that tray. Because then you know that roll came from that tray.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So still keep them, but keep them separate so you know what's
Again,
what.
you don't know it's bleeding in there.
Okay.
So how do you know you don't need those instruments? You know what I mean? And especially now, y'all don't know enough to have any clue what's happening. Don't get rid of anything.
I spent an hour in my kitchen on Saturday
count
just
really is
thinking
correct? Y'all
about
are really
this.
sure of that?
And it was a headache.
She said counts are correct.
Right here. The 111 here. And
Did y'all write down all those extras you opened for me?
it's
Sorry, I'm not sure I believe it. But... All right, let me tie this off. All right, you got that monocryl sitting over there? Go ahead and cut both of those, but leave it too.
All right, let's count again, guys.
Okay.
We ready?
Ready? Okay, raise that.
Leave the tail.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
This one right here.
8, 9, and 10.
Okay, flat.
1, 2, 3,
Field main or back table. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
How many are we missing?
2.
Is there any left over here? Alright, let's count again. Laps. Laps. 1, 2, 3. How many did you find? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did you open them all up and see? Miss Erin, yes. We're missing 2?
Yes. What is that?
It was wrapped around one of those pliers or
Did
something.
you check underneath the surgeon's foot, maybe? How long is the last?
A what?
How long is the last?
A lap Chole? 45 minutes? An hour if it's slow?
Do you mind backing up just a tad? Missing 2 laps.
You talking to me?
Yes, Ian. Whenever you have a chance. Thank you.
There's one.
So it's 9.
May I wrap that? Thank you. Do you want one more? We're missing one?
Yeah, sometimes it depends on who you have assisting.
Is there any?
I mean, opposite's nice,
Do you mind putting that?
but it doesn't always work out that way.
Thank you. Let's see. All right, yeah, come again. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Would you like some local?
7, 8, 9. Yeah. Yeah.
Did we have? We have local?
What's the 12 principle?
Inside the belly.
What's the rule? What is it? Tell me, Sue.
Below the table level and then one on the drain.
What is it? Chest to table level. So where's the table level?
Why, you thought I had a contaminated sponge?
Yeah, she was trying to figure out why she picked it up and put it on the table. Did we find our 10th lap? No. So what do we do now? Huh?
The
Okay.
circulator told the surgeon.
I gotta go play golf.
We're missing a lab, doctor, we're missing a lab.
We're 1 short.
I guess you'll have to call X-ray then, 'cause I gotta go play golf.
X-ray! Call radiology.
Are you gonna finish your count though?
Oh,
Yeah.
Should we?
One, two, three, four needles. Five. Typo. Bogey tip. Bogey tip all the way.
What are you counting?
Bogey tip. There was one.
What are you counting? Are you count a package? Okay. So where's 5?
Yeah. Alright, that's what no, we have 5.
Where it says 5?
Is it on the floor anywhere? In the needle?
The pack, when y'all pulled it out, the package fell on the floor.
Okay, is it on
So where's the package that was on the floor?
That's that.
So was there a needle ever in this package?
Yeah,
She took
because
it
they
out.
took it out.
She took it out of there. I watched her take it out
And then it fell on the floor.
The needle fell on the floor.
No.
The package.
She had
When she loaded it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where it says 5? It's 5. Okay, so where's your 5th needle?
1, 2, 3, 4, and
Because the package on the floor is irrelevant.
She pulled the needle out and the package fell on the floor, so it's only for me.
But that's a.
But she had the
But
needle.
she used
on
the needle.
She still has the needle on it.
And handed it to Miss Erin.
Okay, great. The board says 5. She says 5. Where's the 5th needle?
I mean, I don't know, I was just saying that there wasn't.
Where's my 5th needle?
And it got used.
So now what do we do? So now, what is that over there?
That was just the shape, that was just the.
Okay. So remember what I said. Do y'all remember this?
Yeah.
Where's your packages? This is how you're gonna confirm whether you had 4 or 5. That's the only way.
3, I didn't put away any.
So this is why we don't throw
And
packages.
then 4, that one was.
Oh, okay, so 4.
Yes,
Yes,
I
but-
used 4. There's only 4.
But-
I don't know where y'all's
So-
50. Okay, so how'd y'all get to 5? Oh, I knew there was only 4. I have big packages, 4 needles, and we have 5 on the board. You don't want to do this next week. Big points. Where's the? Did we find the last lap? Did we count everything else? Nope.
It's in the belly.
And,
Write it out. I don't know.
those brought the surgeon again.
Oh my god. It is in the belly.
I think we had, we needed to,
And then we open that too.
I nobody noticed. Look at that. It's gonna be angry when
Where was the drink?
they didn't hear me. They didn't hear me. Sorry, now.
You started with 2. You started with this.
2 fibros.
Yeah. And then I asked for these 2 for the massage. I never opened another thing, so that's it.
But where the lap is.
So communication.
So we count all the blades and then photo tips and then all that.
so Bogey tip, here's the scratch pad, right? Bogey tip, sorry. One scratch pad. Bogey tip. Did you count the other one?
The one that they extended.
She has a dirty, nasty bogey tip in her pocket.
Aren't you supposed to put it here in the sharp boxy?
It was on the floor.
It was on the floor, so she picked it up. But
So
she
where,
put it in
okay.
her pocket.
Now where is it? Right here. Dirty, nasty bogey tip in your pocket.
So we should put that in the sharp.
No, you have to do that.
Typo.
There should have been,
Where did the lab go?
one hypo.
Okay, spread.
Right.
It's in there, isn't it?
3 pieces.
I knew it.
Okay.
Let me see.
One to your tray.
Right.
So back house.
Back house. Are these, where are the instruments? Is it all right?
Natalie,
Yes, ma'am. Oh.
is that, are those all the minor?
Instruments, the minor
Yes.
instruments? All this?
Yes.
Okay, and then these. Okay.
Oh, so the C-arm comes in here.
Yeah, and you have a pissed off surgeon and a patient who's been under anesthesia for a lot longer than need be.
Got it. So that's no bueno.
So where's the lab?
So we take the X-ray, and if it's in there,
Yeah.
we gotta go back in, and now the surgeon is gonna be so happy.
Does she look happy?
Let's just talk about this
That's all for the
table.
surgery.
Everybody just look and let's talk. So, Sharp's danger right here. We see why.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, no, you can leave them on a handle, but they need to be, don't mix other stuff up with them. And if you're done using these, I would probably even turn them away from where your hand is gonna be. Does everybody see that? Because it's just dangerous, because you keep throwing this back on here, and you're gonna grab and you're just gonna cut yourself. If you have empty packages, I would, well, your table's,
A hot mess.
yeah, but I would suggest keeping them there once they get empty, because then you get mixed up with what has a needle in it and what doesn't. So when you don't have a table that looks like this, move these that way. This is a disaster, right? Because all this is all jumped together. So, I mean, who knows if you can actually count this correctly or not, because you've got such a mess right here. What else, y'all? Real world, Kayla, let's talk about it.
So this should have been
It should have
off,
been on.
Yeah.
along with the instrument that come with it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Kayla, where's Kayla?
Yes.
Come here. All right, real world, we talked yesterday. If you have time, remember I said it'd be great to get this off there, but you just saw real world. Nobody's got time, so what are we gonna do?
I mean, I don't know.
How would you have done that differently is the question.
What you just said to us.
Oh, I would have passed this top part off. I would have like literally any surface anywhere would have picked up this top part and set it.
So this would have been
I
gone.
would have picked it up, set it over, set it whatever's closest, table, mayo stand, basin, doesn't matter, gotten it off my field. And I would have picked up this whole entire roll. I would have picked up this whole roll and done this number right here. That way I know that these instruments go with this set. And if I had to use them, I would have taken them by the time I would counted this one and I would have replaced. This Kelly goes with this tray. It's going back on this roll and I'm done with it. Once it comes back on this roll, I've been done because I would have got Kelly's out of here.
You can get this at least to the end of your table.
Yeah, I
or
would have
something.
rotated. I probably would have rotated that before I got this tray. I would have passed off the top rack before I took this pan, because you had this whole side of the table empty, right? So I would have picked this up, moved it to the side, and then I could have put the tray that I'm about to use closer to me. That's what I would have done.
But you saw how quick it was. You don't always have a chance to get off there.
So I would have picked up this whole thing, top part included, picked up this whole thing, moved it over here, picked up this roll, put it on this end, and moved everything closer. Then I would have just not touched. Once I got it off of that, the pickups I knew came back here, and I would have replaced.
All right, how much local did I use?
I had it 9 seasons on there earlier, so that plus 19. Or 19.
What do you mean, or 19? That's not the same.
10 or 19. So we're not 100% sure, because everything went south, right? What did we learn about when you're putting laps in an open belly? And every time one goes in, you do what?
Count.
You think about it. Count?
Think about it.
No.
I think
Your mind can't keep this, so you gotta do something for yourself. Remember the whole little hash mark thing that I did? So if we had done that, we would have known how many went in the belly and how many came out. Does everybody remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah. That was kind of hard because I didn't even see you putting them in there. I was doing something else, and I look over and there's like a bunch of flaps in there.
So what you can do as a scrum, if you're not doing an official count, if the surgeon starts pulling laps out, you start counting. You say, okay, she's pulling laps out, let me count. So even if it's not with anybody else, even if it's by yourself, to yourself, whatever, she starts pulling them out, you start counting them, because you got to make sure that if she's pulling them out and she's like, okay, I'm done, I pulled them all out, and you're like, I only got 9. You go, can you look one more time? I said, I don't have all 10. Can you just do another sweep? It's as simple as that. And that she hadn't even started. I haven't passed any closing suture. I haven't done anything. I've only got 9 laps. Can you look one more time? They're usually pretty happy to look before they start closing. Once they've closed and you go, I'm missing a lap, they go, well, why didn't you tell me sooner? Now I have to undo and redo. But if they haven't even started closing and you're like, well, crap, I'm missing a lap. Hey, look one more time. That's a completely different situation than, well, I know you've already closed, but you see how different that conversation is? Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, the lap is in the belly. First one I put in there.
Was it when you were suctioning that, when you were talking?
I think
I don't know.
she started putting it on. I mean, you can always count yourself. You don't, like, if you're like, okay, well, let me make sure I have all my things.
You should be doing that.
Usually anytime I have a moment, I'm counting.
Which is why, I don't know why these are a mess, because we have these laid out. So what happened to
When
them?
I counted the second time.
Why'd you pick them up?
Tuesday or something, so yeah, I should have just put it on, just
Leave them. Yeah, that's the point of laying them out, right? And then at least you've got one of your sponges good this week then. So what I told y'all yesterday, when you give them a sponge to open it up, that's great. But like when you come back with one that's been opened, don't lay it back here, because your end of your table is gonna look like that right there, and then you're gonna try to count it. So maybe keep them there, you don't wanna drop them always unless they're done, but do yourself a favor on this end of your table and keep it super neat. In fact, if you get these back, a lot of times they're wet, right? They're flooding wet, whatever.
I usually show them the little rose. That's my favorite.
So if I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay,
What I
never
do. If I have an empty end of my table down here, that's one.
You know what you could do with it? You take the corner, touch it.
Oh my God, I ain't got time for that.
Look, it makes a pretty little knot.
But at least I know.
Look, isn't that pretty?
I have looked through this, I know this is one lap, right?
Right.
And now that, when I'm ready to count this, I know that it's simple for me to count. And then if I've got 2 or 3 laid here that look neat, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Yeah.
So
What's the rule about laying them out like you do right here?
what here?
Yeah.
As long as the blue strip is.
So I said, you know how she like stacks the stair steps, the Raytex? You can do that with laps too.
Yeah.
All your blues on one side.
I showed y'all that yesterday, right?
Stair stepping laps too.
Okay.
Look, am I rude? Isn't that pretty? And then when they have blood on them, they're pink.
Yeah. Okay then.
It's not weird.
It's weird.
It's not weird.
Yeah, so.
Little thing.
Well, if you got time, that's sure. Amuse yourself.
I
But,
mean, it takes, okay.
so,
It's gonna take y'all a long time.
yeah, see, that's the thing. We don't have time to go. So that's what you're supposed to do.
No, you don't have to open them up and count them. You just have to see
And
one
were these
string.
are supposed to be like
1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So, that seems picky, but you're gonna, you get this good habit now, you're gonna like yourself later. Trust me.
Like
We
when you
have
have
40 needles.
Or more,
Yeah.
or 140,
Yeah, so. start at
190.
Yeah.
It's 1,000.
Yeah, told you. So what did we learn in this case?
Be organized.
Do what?
Be organized.
Be organized, yeah.
Write stuff down.
Write stuff down, yeah.
Take account of what goes in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Count to yourself always, right?
Like, have any of y'all, who has children? Have any of you ever chaperoned a field trip?
No.
You're always counting.
How many times did you count them children?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's
Yeah,
just-
same thing.
Same thing here, yeah.
Count your children.
Only have 2.
All of this is your children.
Yeah.
That's your responsibility, yeah.
I like how you put it. I think that's it. Yeah, I do that.
we have a two syringe. Can I fully load both of them and then come out